since I forgot where my placement was in my videos, I'm just going to start from here. So let me explain what exactly I've done. I got the red LEDs figured out. The resistors I got, which actually I can show you one of the resistors right now. Give me a second. Which is that little blue thing right there. Does its job, so I don't have to worry about the LEDs burning out. And if I turn this thing on, just on the initial boot up, as you can tell, this is the current placement I have. One red on top, two white here. But as you can tell, the red is pretty dim in comparison, and with normal lighting and whatnot. This is going to be at our booth all the time. The lighting is going to more or less be what's in my room right now. But if I turn off the light, give me a second. The red is a lot more prominent, but my Android phone is making the red seem a lot more brighter than it actually is. It's still in person. It's still relatively dim. So I did a small little video talking about it to Kazha and whatnot. I'm gonna wait for her to reply. What I'm thinking of doing is doing all white LEDs, help offset the red accenting that I'm going to be doing inside this on this DubStep gun, and also and whatnot. I'm still going to add maybe like a few little red LEDs. I have at least one or two placements in mind where I'm going to add them, but most of the lighting on this thing is going to be all white. At least that's what I want to do. I'm gonna wait for her reply, of course, because this is her dubstep gun in the end. So I have to make sure that she's okay with me changing some of the design before I actually go through with it. So the other thing I got done was building the little wall section here for this piece here, which is, give me a second to actually show you how this is gonna look. Basically, this is how the accenting for Kazha's dubstep gun is going to look. These right here aren't going to be accents because you won't be seeing them. I'm only putting red trimming on the areas that you're actually going to see the dubstep gun, and where they're white trim on the actual dubstep gun that I'm actually modeling hers after in the game and whatnot. So what I gotta do now is I gotta wait for Kazha's reply if she's okay with me going full white LEDs and whatnot. But yeah. As you also notice that this right here isn't exactly meeting up correctly with the edges of these. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna cut out another little one of these, and then cut off another little portion that is the thickness of the actual sheet of foam board. That way, so it'll just be ever so slightly smaller than what this thing currently is. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm most likely just going to lop off basically from here to about here, so I can have that corner. From here to here, so I can have that corner. Here to here for that corner. Maybe some form of something like this. Actually, I think I have a general idea how I'm going to do it, but basically I just gotta make a little brace, or just like make a little support brace in here that goes inside here to help get this to actually get to the right, get this to look right and whatnot. So that's a whole nother thing I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do that later tonight, because that's one of the things I can actually do without needing to worry about without permission with the worrying about the LEDs and whatnot, because I can just pretty much just make a whole little hole here to about here, so to where I connect to where if I want to remove this LED and whatnot, or redo the whole LED system, I can easily do that. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the back section right here. This is the back section that Kazha will be seeing most of the time, because the front I'm not going to work on the front section yet. And as you can tell, I have little dots all throughout the all throughout the side of this dubstep gun, and that's where the red trimming is going to be. So now I gotta take my masking tape and somehow mask off all these little areas, or mask this whole area off so I can spray paint it properly. And I'll come back when I figure this out. Alright, so I'm here getting the trim all more or less put together. And I was trying to figure out how in the world am I going to actually get the pieces of masking tape to actually conform to the edges I need them to conform to. Well, actually, it's actually pretty freaking simple. I'm amazed I figured this out pretty quickly. Actually, it usually takes me a lot longer. So here's what I've done. I took in some masking tape, put it to a simple sheet of paper, and I'm using the stencil that I used to actually cut the sheet of foam board out. I'm placing the part that I actually want to cut to where I want it. So let's say, so I want to get this little area done. So I just go, let me figure this out. Not about yay much. I just go like this, break the lid, go like that. I got it traced. Now all I gotta do is just actually cut it out. I'm gonna do this off camera. Or if I'm in shot, then that's good too. There we go. So I got that piece cut. Yeah. And all I do is I just actually attach it to where I want it to be attached to. Looks like I'm going to do some extra trimming, so give me a second. Actually, probably cut that little section off too. Well, let's see. Alright, and just like that, that's pretty much good to go. There are some uneven edges, but that's okay. I can easily fix that by just adding some more tape. It requires love and affection. Stat. Yeah, I have to put up with that too. Well, for the most part, I got the thing etched out and ready to go. The only thing is, it's almost midnight, and I don't know how the humidity is outside. So if it's uber humid, I'm not going to be able to do anything tonight with this thing, but hopefully I can go out into the shed and actually spray paint this thing and actually get at least some idea of what the front of this thing's going to look like. Of course, I have all the etchings and whatnot out for all the other little components I need to add, because I'm going to be adding a CD. I'm going to be adding a vinyl record here. I'm going to be adding the little knobs here. I'm going to see if I can somehow add in the little structure piece here, little structure piece here. I know I'm going to add the little things on the end here, of course, too. So this portion is going to be fully built out, just like on my personal dubstep gun. Alright, now I got everything set up and ready to go for spray painting. Had to cover up all this just to spray paint this itty bitty section, or these little itty bitty sections. But since I'm using the section that Kazha is only going to be seeing, I feel like testing myself with this instead of going for the main section, because at least with this, it's only seen by one person most of the time, and generally speaking also give me a good idea to see how exactly I need to line everything up for when I actually go for the other side. But yeah, it looks like everything's ready to go. So I'm going to go outside and start spray painting. Alright, this is going to take a while. Even at nighttime, I gotta let this, even though it doesn't look like much soaked in, it's the way this foam board reacts to spray paint. I'll be doing at least a couple coats to get this to actually take. Now, as you can tell right here, it more or less took, but that's because I had because I had to do a small repair of hot glue. There are some sections that actually did take it initially, but I wanted to let this stuff dry for a while before I come back and do another coat. So, alright, so I didn't actually take a look out. I actually didn't do anything with my telescope tonight. It got a little too foggy, so. But with that said, I finally got this thing spray painted. The amount of spray paint I had, the amount of layering I had to do was amazing. I had to do something like around like 6 or 7 layers on this to get it to actually properly stick. So when I go do the other side, most likely tomorrow, it's going to take a few hours. So at least for the next 2 days, I really won't be able to do anything with these sides until the spray paint cures and whatnot. But I got my helper kitty with me. Yeah, I do. What's my little helper kitty think? Psst. It's kitty kitty. Patty patty. Patty patty. What do you think, Miss Patty Patty? I think I'll put the video to an end today, and hopefully upload later tomorrow. Hopefully I can get something done with the front speakers at least. Of course, my cat's going to continue being cute. Alright, so now it's time for me to actually pull all this stuff off and see how the trimming actually came out and whatnot. Hopefully it actually looks good, and hopefully I can pull all this stuff off without actually damaging anything. Also, my father got me another VU meter because the one I was using, I accidentally broke it. So luckily I didn't actually build the whole VU meter section of the DubStep gun, so I just easily swap parts and whatnot. Alright, so I got the masking off. There is inconsistencies because I'm not a professional, but I'm fairly happy with how well it came out. The edges are fairly clean, and overall it looks exactly the way I want it to look. If my Android phone will be nice enough to focus back in properly, of course. So now all I gotta do is just do this to the other side, and then do the trimming to the sides here. And of course, I also gotta build up this little section here and whatnot. But yeah, it's slowly coming along, and that's a good thing. So I'm getting ready to do the main side or the front side and whatnot. And I'm thinking I'm just going to end this video here and upload a little later and come back when I actually get something really accomplished with this thing. Because right now I'm kind of just slowly building this thing out. So like I said, I'll come back when I'll upload this video as it is, and I'll actually come back hopefully in the next day or two with something a little bit more with something that actually looks a little bit more done. So yeah.